WVTC Radio Detroit. You can find us on Facebook, YouTube, our website, www.wvtcradio.com, or download our WVTC app from the Play Store for Android users and the App Store for iPhone users.
You are tuned to WVTCradio.com and the Sande Rose Show with your host, Sande Rose, where you'll hear the finest in gospel music and information you can use. The Sande Rose Show can be heard every Tuesday from 5 to 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So get your pencil, paper, and your shouting shoes as you listen to today's broadcast. Why not text a friend and tell them to listen too?
O Lord, my God, when I in awesome wonder consider all the worlds that thy hands have made, you stood somewhere behind the great, grand, and glorious hills of eternity. Rearrange your agenda for the creation of this vast universe. You reach down with your omnipotent hand unto the great abyss of nothingness, and threw nothing out into nowhere, and nothing became something. What a world we live in. Look at this world. It's gigantic and it's grand. Mountain heights with scintillating views, valleys scooped out by eternal hands, rolling prairies, running brooks, rippling streams blessed with gold, silver, diamonds, and all kinds of precious minerals. My soul sings when I look and see how God splashed a multitude of stars kissing the heavens like diamonds sprinkled against black velvet and hanging like trapezes from the roof of God's gymnasium. You placed the moon and announced for the world to hear, this is the queen of the night, and she has never stopped shining. The oceans, whose depths have to be measured in miles. The sun has never run out of gas. The stars keep coming out to play. The seasons still march in splendid succession. My God is real. He is from everlasting to everlasting. He even looked around one day to see what he had created and said, that's good. And one day, when he brings everything to consummation and a glorious fruition, when he comes with a shout of acclamation to take me home, what joy shall fill my heart. When he calls me, I will answer. And I will bow in humble adoration, and my soul will say, How great, how great thou art. For I know I have a house of many mansions, eternal in the heavens, up where Jesus lives, up beyond the atmosphere, the stratosphere, the exosphere, the troposphere, up where I'll never grow old, up to the streets of gold, up beyond the vicissitudes of life. And I will honor him as King of Kings and Lord of Lords, and simply say to him that is able to keep you from falling and to present you faultless before the presence of his glory with exceeding joy, to the only wise God, our Savior, be glory and majesty, dominion and power, both now and forever and forever and forever. My God, how great thou art.
Hear you say amen. All right. How many of you love the Lord tonight? Up in the balcony, I can't see you, but how many of you love him? Let me hear you say yeah. I'd like to ask you tonight, is the Lord really all right with you? Shh. Now some folk kind of dressed up tonight and you don't want to let nobody know you know it. I'm not talking to you, I'm just talking to those of you that know you got something to be thankful for. Hallelujah. If you know God's been good to you, if he's brought you through anything, and if you don't mind being a witness, wonder could I get you to reach over and shake hands with whoever's sitting next to you. Tell him he's all right with me. Yeah, 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 yeah. You know the devil don't like it when you talk about the Lord. He gets mad every time we talk about it. Well, I don't like him no how. I think we ought to make him good and mad. If you really love the Lord, I wonder, are you willing to go out of your way? Wonder, can I get you to turn around, shake hands with somebody behind you, say, I love the Lord, and I won't take it back. Yeah. No, 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 no. Yeah. Fire keep on burning. Catch on, church. The fire keep on burning. The fire keep on burning. Way down, way down, way down. In my soul. Yes, sir.
what, child? You had to get the big finish.
Girl,
The
back
big
in the
finish.
back in the
Back
back
in
in
the
the
day.
back in the back in the
Lena
day.
Brown, that was you, girl. All right.
She used to be in the voice of the world.
Yeah.
Lena, I heard your big finish, girl. Come on through.
You say, come on through.
Come on through, girl.
Oh, we so happy to be here today. We are happy,
Yes,
happy,
we
happy,
are.
happy.
Yes, we are.
You happy?
I'm happy.
I'm happy in Jesus.
I'm happy to be here on any day that God wake me up on this side of the earth.
I know that's right.
Because it could go another way.
Yeah,
oh, Lord.
I'm not ready to cross that muddy Jordan.
Me neither. Ooh, I ain't ready to slide, but as my pastor say, slide to the other side. I wants to stay over here just a little while longer while I'm feeling good in my body. I feel pretty good in my body. Hey, right now.
See,
Yes, me
felt
do. Yes, me do. Did you feel that? Yeah, hey, God. Yeah, God. Oh, yes.
Oh, I felt that.
Woo.
I felt that.
Mm-hmm.
But God is good. We are so glad for you to tune in with us today on this beautiful, beautiful sunshine.
Yes, it's beautiful.
It's a beautiful day.
It's beautiful.
It's-
As the people who can't say beautiful, it's beautiful
It's
out
beautiful.
there. Beautiful.
All of that. Yeah, all of that. All of that. It is. And
Yes,
it's a
Lord.
wonderful day in the neighborhood. And we're just happy to be alive. It's a good day to be alive.
It is. Every day is a good day to be alive.
Yeah, it is. But I want to talk about this one.
What
This
you got to say
particular
about
day.
it?
Because this is a good day. It's just a good day. And attitude makes everything.
It does.
Attitude makes
I
everything.
got an attitude of gratitude. I do.
Yeah, because I mean, you know, some people they'll just go through life and just sour and you know, and I had to get a change of attitude.
Did you?
You know, yeah. I mean, you know, yeah, we
Maybe,
all grow
maybe I
in
didn't
grace.
know you then, because I ain't
We
saw
all-
you with no
yeah.
bad attitude yet.
Oh no, I mean, you know, it wasn't a bad
okay.
attitude, but you know, we grow in grace every day, and the more you grow, the more the more happier you are. And I was reading something the other day, and they said if you make it to 70, that's the happiest you're gonna be. But I'm like, this one right here is good.
I got to ask my mama about that.
Yeah.
You happy, Mom? Are you on here,
I
Mother?
think, you know, your worries are over. You just, you know, you don't care what people think at that point. And you just living your life. Is nothing worse that could happen to you than it's already, you've been through the worst thing that could ever happen.
Well, I guess, yeah.
Yeah, so you just
'Cause
cruising.
at that point, it's
You're
cruise
cruising.
control.
Yeah, you on cruise and you happy and you don't care what nobody think. And
I'm
you
at that point now. I don't
I
give
am
a.
too.
I just don't give a. You know, yeah.
Because I started thinking, you know, what's the worst that could happen? And pretty much, I've been through a lot. And
Girl,
as Ricky Dillard would say, I survived it. And so did you, because you still here.
huh?
You survived it too.
Yes, you did.
Yep. And we need to...
Whatever it is.
Yep, whatever it is.
Whatever my lot, God has taught me to say,
Yep.
it is well. It is well. It is what?
Well.
Well. Hallelujah.
Yep, but I mean, you know, you have to think about it. Your darkest day, you know, if you just go back in your mind and think about the darkest day in your life, and you got through it.
But it wasn't
You
even.
got through it.
I think about when they told me I had a tumor, it wasn't even dark. It didn't even get dark to me. I was like, really?
Yeah, but I mean, you know, but think about, there was a day that you did get dark.
Yeah.
And you know what I'm saying, and it overtook you. And some people, it may have gone through months like that. Or they may have possibly even gone through years. But whatever it is, if you're here today, you made it through. Just like Albertina Walker said. She said, I made it through, so did you. Been through the fire, been through the flood. Yep, but I'm still here, kept by his blood. So I'm just glad to be kept.
Yes, Lord.
As they say, I'm a kept woman. The world has one meaning for that. But
That's right.
But
It
the
ain't
saints,
about, it ain't about no sugar daddy.
No.
It's by my
It's
daddy.
yeah. I mean, I'm kept by the blood. So I'm just,
Yes.
it's just a good day. It's a good
It
day. It's a
is.
good day. All is well. I mean, you know, you start looking at it. I was on the street, and this guy had a big, a huge F-150, right? And he whipped that corner, and trust me, I just knew he had clipped the car. I just knew it. I don't know how he made it pass. You couldn't have put a piece of paper through there, but he didn't. The Lord didn't allow anything to happen. You know, so it's a good day.
It is.
It's a good day.
When I leave home, I ask God to grant me traveling mercies. I said I don't want no accident, no incident, and no police. Those are the things. Those
He
three
said no
things.
po-po.
Them the three things I asked for: no accident, no incident, and no police.
No po-po. So of course you're doing the speed limit.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Double nickels all the way.
That's right. Gotta do it.
Yeah, I mean it's a good day. Christopher Michael Donaldson said he's here. He survived it, and I mean, you know, we've had some dark days. I mean, you can look back over your life, and not for you to dwell there, but for you to know, because once you know that the Lord brought you out of this thing, each, as the song says, each victory will help you some other to win. You know, so if you win this victory, the next one is gonna be easy.
That's right.
Because you know, you can look back and say, well, if he brought me through that, he'll bring me through this. So
Allows you to fight manfully on for.
dark passions. See,
Subdue.
the things that nobody knows that we like. The things that nobody knows. Dark passions. Subdue.
Subdued. I was talking about that with a girlfriend of mine today. Those things that I never thought I'd make it through or never thought I'd get over.
Yep.
It's over.
Yep.
I don't even want it no more. And thank God for that. Because it could, those things can overtake you.
Millions have been overtaken.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And it's something when you look back and you were caught up into something and the folks around you or other people you knew that was doing the same thing, they're not here.
It died from it.
Dead. Dead. Or they don't know where they at.
I said, thank you, Jesus.
They somewhere and don't know where they at.
I'm telling you.
And we have, and my mentor, Jimmy Dowd, wrote a wonderful song. I have so much to thank God for. I'm telling you. So much.
My Lord.
So much. It's a good day. It's a
Thank
good day.
you, Jesus.
Yep, it's a good day. It's a good day. Yep, Michael Peters, praise the Lord. Lena Brown, yep, yes, he did. He brought you through because he brought you through that accident. And I want to say you was in more than one, but he brought you through. And I mean, and I heard that was the song that we played earlier, Grant Me a Blessing. That was from Donaldville's Voices of Deliverance, you know, the youth choir. And I just kept hearing that song ringing in my spirit, just ringing in my spirit. So somebody, I hope you were blessed by that song. I hope you were blessed by that song. Yep, Regina said, saved from being caught up. I know that's right.
Honey, better know
Because
it.
you can get caught up and it can happen like that.
And your stuff. No!
Just like that. And you said, I just, what the song said, I only meant to wet my feet. But I got pulled in. See, no, I thank God.
Richard Darrell Nichols says it's a beautiful 80 degrees sunny
Okay.
day in California.
Okay.
Yes, Lord.
Right. And out of all the millions of people that God chose to save, and he chose you. He could have, you know, you could have just been one of the other people that don't know nothing about God, which I'm wondering how they're making it. But I pray for them, you know. But
Yeah.
I don't know. I couldn't have made it without the Lord.
No,
could
life
not
would
have-
be rugged
So rugged, like a ship.
without a sail.
I thank God for them songwriters.
I'm
man.
telling you, they knew how to write them and pull you in, didn't
Right.
they?
And that's why music in the church is so important, because
It's
you
essential.
may forget a sermon, but that song,
Yes,
You know,
Lord. Yes, Lord.
it would just, as they say, the song could be over, but the melody will still linger on. I thank God for those words, because some days I sit at my desk and just, lift up my hands and tell God, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I thank God for the desk.
Woo! Woo!
Child,
Woo! Hallelujah! Hallelujah!
Go on in.
Hey!
I thank God for the desk. Do you
Yes,
hear me?
honey, because the dust don't have to be
Don't
here,
have to-
and we don't have to be behind it. You better know it.
Oh, Lord, I thank God for all of our listeners and the people that support this broadcast.
Yes.
And that support this station.
Thank y'all.
Thank you. Thank you. You just don't know. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
y'all. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, because you keep us going, and you don't know, it's mentally you're keeping us going as well.
Yes.
Just tuning in, because there are other things that you could be doing. Trust
Yes,
me.
you could.
But you tune in and you keep us mentally going. So we thank God for that, because if we were having a show and you weren't here,
Life would be rugged.
oh so rugged, like a ship.
Yes.
Without a sail.
What would we do without you?
I'm telling you, it's God is good, and we love Him, but I thank Him for sending you our way. We thank God
Yes.
for Richard Darrell Nichols and our little niece Tashana. I mean, and people
Teresa Acton.
People don't have to like you.
No, they don't.
People don't have to support you. So I just want to just say that, Evie, thank you, thank you, thank you,
Yes.
thank you. Gwen Majors, gee.
Girl,
whiz.
you know we love you. You know we love you, Gwen.
Okay, we just love you. We love you, we love you, we love you. Eleanor Harris, we love you. I haven't seen you, Eleanor. How you doing? And 80 degrees. That's good. Teresa in Kentucky. Are y'all on Super Tuesday? I gotta see. I know Richard Darrell is on.
Okay.
Super Tuesday. We're gonna talk about Super Tuesday in a minute. But let's go. Let's hear a song.
All right.
We going to
We
Chicago.
gonna do that wicked Dilla. One more chance.
Come on,
I
Lillian.
thank God that He gave me one more chance.
He
He keep
gave
giving
me
me another one and another one and another one. Well, let's get with it.
Yeah.
One more chance.
We're gonna do the video. Yeah, let's do the video, because I want to see Lillian just go out.
Oh, honey, she sings that for the blood, honey, for the blood.
So many times I failed Him and done things my own way. I fell down so low, y'all, I thought I'd never see the light of day. But then He took me by my hand and enabled me to stand.
He gave me
One
more.
more chance.
Did she run that thing down?
She
though?
rocks that song,
She
baby.
said, "There's a casket with your name on."
You better get right or you're going to get left. You better get right or you're going to get left.
She called it out, honey.
She
But he
did.
gave us one more chance. Michael Journey, one more chance here. One more chance. One more. Roxy, one more chance.
One more.
One more.
Journey, I'm glad you better.
I am too.
I was so happy to see you last night, Sunday night, boy.
Yeah, and in the house of the Lord.
Yes, yes,
Yep,
yes.
in the house of the Lord. And we skipped a mite much in there.
Yes, we did. We did. We did. We
Yeah.
did. I got my bump on, honey.
Okay,
I love you.
Listen, if you have not, you need to do yourself a favor and get to Greater Emmanuel, the church in Zion, Temple of Deliverance. You need to get over there for a communion service. 'Cause,
Just do
honey,
yourself a favor and go have
yourself a
communion
Yep.
at the bishop's church because
Do
it is
yourself a
awesome.
favor. It's something you need to be there for
It's
yourself.
something you never, I'm sure you've never, unless you've been there, it's something you've never experienced.
Yep. It's church.
It is.
It's church.
It's
You know, you go in and you can't mistake that for
you can get your
nothing
healing,
else.
you can get your deliverance. It is something different.
Yeah.
It's different than I've ever experienced, and I loved it. I'm telling you.
Yeah, I mean, you know, you can't mistake it for anything else. Anything else. I see my sister-in-law is on. Maria, hallelujah.
Yancy.
Yes, that's my sister-in-law.
All right.
And Eleanor Harris. Okay. Oh, okay. She's been in and out of the hospital. We praying for you, honey.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll pray. We're praying for you. Yep. And we were gonna talk about it today. Is Super Tuesday,
It is.
and it's Super Tuesday, meaning that now, really, and if you don't know, I can give you some, you know, a little bit of information about Super Tuesday. But Edna Bell went through almost her entire show, and she talked about the primaries. She talked about, because she was a delegate, and she went to the national convention and voted for Barack Obama. Yep. So, but today is Super Tuesday, and that means that there are a lot of states today that are voting, and there are, well, you need to get, I think it's 1991. Yep, 1991 votes to get to win the chance to be the nominee for the Democratic Party.
Okay.
And today there are 1,357 delegates at stake. So whoever is hot and whoever will win, there's a possibility to get a nice chunk of votes today. Nice chunk of votes today. It's Minnesota, California. Daryl said him and his wife went to vote. Utah, Colorado, Texas, Oklahoma, Arkansas, Tennessee, Alabama, North Carolina, Virginia, Minnesota, Maine, and Massachusetts, Vermont, American Samoa, and all the Democrats that are abroad get to vote today.
14 states are voting today.
Yep. And so, whoever gets, if the momentum is still going, because a lot of people are out now. I got my ballot, and I'm voting absentee, but I have my ballot, and it's a lot of people on this ballot, and you have to be careful, people, when you're voting, that it's a lot of people that's not in the race anymore. So we don't want to waste the vote.
Waste the vote.
Right. So, you know, because it's a lot of people. So you got Elizabeth Warren, Bernie Sanders, Joe Biden. They're still in the race. And Mr. Bloomberg, Michael
And that's
Bloomberg.
it, just the 4 of them.
Yep.
are in the race. That's it.
Yep. So don't go in there and try to vote for Amy and everybody else and Mary Ann. Mary Ann didn't stay in long.
Mm-mm.
No. And Tulsi didn't stay in long. See? It's like, who that is? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Us, a lot of people didn't stay in long, but
And Pete Buttigieg.
right. And so a lot of those people that were in and had a lot of delegates, they're throwing their support behind different ones. So
They're throwing Pete Buttigieg and Mary Ann.
and I think Amy.
Yeah, and Amy, they throwing their support behind Joe Biden today.
Uncle Joe.
Yes. So we're excited about that. I'm excited about
Uncle
that
Joe.
because he needs that support.
Yeah. And
Because Bernie Sanders is not a Democrat. You all need to really do some research on these candidates because Bernie Sanders is not a Democrat. He is a independent. And when he get in there, he's going to act like an independent. So do some research. He's not going to do what you all think he's going to do when he gets in office, if you all put him in office. Don't put him in office, people. Look up and live a good life. He's not going to give you a good life. He's going to give you some ridiculousness. So, you need to understand what you're doing. You're not going to have good results with Bernie. First of all, he old as sin. He's not going to last when he gets in there. And secondly, he is just not, he's not a Democrat. He's an independent. He just threw his hat in. He threw his hat in there to be a Democrat when he thought it was a good thing to do. And you all need to, come on now. Come on, people. Do some research and try to catch up. Because this is not it. Everybody backing him up with his crooked hands.
stop.
Okay, I take that back.
Right.
But listen, for real, he is not a Democrat. He's an independent. And he does not have our Democratic best interests at heart.
Mm-hmm. And you have to know, and you need to understand some things. You
Do some research.
because you don't want to get someone in and they're locked up, and they can't get anything done.
Like his hands. His hands are locked up. Okay, I'll take that back. All right.
Why? But you don't want to get people in and they can't get any laws passed. They can't get any funding to you. They can't do anything because they're doing radical things, because free education, that sounds good on paper.
Yeah,
But where are you going to pay for? Who's paying for that?
Going to get that done. Free education.
Who's going to pay for that?
What's the other thing he promised?
I think is it universal? Was it free health care? I know.
Universal health care for everybody. All this stuff sound good, but it's
where
not
are you
gonna
going
work.
Right now, what we need is we got to go back to go forward.
Yes.
Because we already 4 years. No, this one here took us like 20 years out of the way. 20 years out of the way. We will pay for these last 4 years. Our children's children will pay for, because these judges will still be on the bench.
Yes.
They'll still be passing laws. They'll still be convicting people. All of that the judges that he appointed are still be there when he's gone. And my concern is that, do you think he's going to leave?
I don't know. I know he's not going as easily
No,
as we think he is.
He is going to kick and scream
all the way out of the office. I can't even see how he's gonna go.
I don't know. That's gonna be special. Yeah. But one thing we have to do is we have to vote. And if you saw in South Carolina, who held the power was the African American vote.
Yes,
The
true.
African American vote is worth more than you will ever think. So that's why we need to stay together. We need to get out and vote. Go get Pookie,
Stay the
Ray Ray,
course.
all of them. They're not going to put you in jail because you went and voted. They're not going to do that. So go get everybody in your house, everybody that's related to you. I'm sure they're going to have some free food or something, honey. Just get them out and make
Stay
them
the
vote.
course, people. Stay the course.
That's right. So
And the course is not with Bernie.
well, we not trying not to tell you who to vote for.
I am. Don't vote for Bernie. He's an independent. He's not a Democrat.
No, he's not. He's not.
He's not a Democrat. Do some research on him. He's an independent. He's not for us.
Yeah.
If you're a Democrat, he's not for you.
So, 3 candidates dropped out, and it was Pete, Amy, and Tom. Tom had a lot of money too.
And they threw it all behind Joe Biden.
Yep. But what happened, and the only thing that got him through in South Carolina was the black vote. I wish you all knew what you were worth. If you just only knew. Patti LaBelle said, if only you knew. See, that's what you know. I just listen to music. Yeah, how much you are worth if only you knew. And California, if California and Texas act right, and I'm going to put you, Daryl, I'm putting you in charge of California.
Get him, Daryl.
And just like I put Teresa in charge of Kentucky. You know, and she's in charge. She came through last election. Now, I thank you for getting your folks out there. But now, Michigan, we vote on Tuesday. Yeah, we vote next Tuesday. And for some of us, we have our absentee ballots. But this is the same ballot you're going to see.
Who promised marijuana, Teresa?
You say marijuana for all.
Who promised marijuana? What are you talking about? What's she talking about?
Would you say, come on through, Teresa, come on through. Oh, Lord, that's funny. That's funny. But it's like they promised, 14 states. But, Daryl, I put you in charge of California. It's a lot of delegates out there. And there are going to be a lot of delegates to get today. And I'm putting you out there. Yep. He said chicken for everybody.
Oh.
But we're going to sing like the Bear Sisters. Lord, give me wings.
Yeah.
2-piece.
I'll tell you. Give him something.
Yep. I want wings. So we just promising. Oh, Bernie done promised marijuana?
Did she say Bernie?
Yeah, she said, I guess he feeling the burn, huh?
Did he promise marijuana for real, girl?
Bernie is feeling the burn, honey.
Oh, he's not gonna do it. He just talking.
He said, I feel it.
He promised it all kind of stuff. He throwing caution to the wind at this point.
Now, Pam said, what happens to those who voted early by absentee and their person dropped out? It just is what it is. I mean, you know, they still get the vote, but they're just officially out of the race because it takes a lot of money. You know, you have to get people to run your campaign in every little city. So you have to pay them. You have to set up an office. That's money, lights, you know, overhead. You have to get workers. You have to get people to go knock on doors. You have to buy television commercials, you have to buy radio spots, you have to do
Right.
all of that. So it's a lot of money to run a campaign,
It
especially a national campaign. And they ran out of money. So you can still, if you voted for him, it's not really a lost vote. But right now, let's concentrate on who is in the race. So we're concentrate on the people that are in the race. Daryl said, my people are in place. He said, but we have to watch them Hispanics. We have to watch them all, Daryl. We have to watch them all. Because I was looking the other day, I was watching the news, and your president had a rally, and my cousins was all back there. They were my cousins. I was like, people, work with me.
Yeah, it's a lot of them joining. I mean, it's a lot of our cousins that's there.
Right, and the
Oh,
very ones that he want to lock out of the country, because what he said, I don't want nobody from Mexico, and those the very ones that say, we gonna vote for him. I'm like, if y'all lost your mind, he's sending you back. So,
That's when you say, who on the Lord's side?
yeah, I'm gonna look this up, and we'll be back. We got a couple questions, and I always want to give you accurate and timely information. So, why you looking at Monday sheet?
I ain't looked at that. You just turned that. Girl.
That's my cousin. But we have this another one from Chicago, another ad libber, the queen of the ad lib. Now that was Lillian was ad lib junior, but Diane was ad lib senior.
Okay.
All right, so we're gonna go back to Chicago. This is Father Hayes, and step back and let God have his way. We'll be right back after this, and we'll answer your questions.
Hebrew boy, the king went down. Said, didn't we put in three? And it looked like I see. And it looked like I see. It looked like I see. It looked like I see. Looked like I see. Oh, but he stepped on that. They stepped on that. Stepped on that.
God do it. God do it.
Let God do it. Let God do it. Let God do it. Just step on back. Just step on back. Just step on back. Just step on back. Just step on back.
Step back and let God do it. Tell the person sitting beside you or standing beside you, you don't really have a problem. What you need to do is just step back and let God do it. Come on, put those hands together.
That's one thing that I'm thankful for is that they made records.
A record.
A record, because you can still hear people's voices that have gone on to the other side, but you can still hear and enjoy their voices.
Yes,
That was Diane and Father Hayes, honey.
Blessings.
Amen. They call him Dr. Hayes, but I know Father Hayes.
Uh-huh. Me too.
Yeah. So we were talking about the election, and people, you knew that early voting started in January, and people could go through Iowa, New Hampshire, and the rest of those states then. But now, a lot of people like Buttigieg and Klobuchar and Tom Steyer, they all announced their departures from the race following Saturday's South Carolina primary. And those names will still be on the ballot. Klobuchar and Buttigieg endorsed former Vice President Joe Biden on Monday. For a large part, there are some stipulations here. Once a vote is cast, it's final, according to state election officials. However, residents in Michigan, which votes March 10th, do get another shot with the option to spoil their ballot and make a second choice if their candidate drops out. Some states allow voters to pull back ballots that haven't yet been tallied, although that has to be handled case by case in person on Election Day. In California, with more than 400 delegates at stake, nearly 1.6 million Democrats had returned mail-in ballots as of Monday afternoon. If an early ballot there was marked for a candidate no longer in the race, a voter can take in their ballot for a new one and make a second choice. But once that ballot is submitted, that's it. So it's just a few cases where you can go in and do it. In Colorado, they said that only those who had marked the ballot but not yet returned it could make a second selection or get a new ballot, which means it's like this. I have an absentee ballot, and let's say I marked on my ballot for somebody who's not running, and I said, okay, so I can take this back to my city clerk, and they will give me another ballot. I turn this one in, they tear it up, and they give me a new ballot. But
Okay,
some states, once it's in, that's a wrap. That's a wrap.
So if okay, so just like they said, we are endorsing Joe Biden. That don't mean he automatically gets their vote.
Not for not for like the primary anything, no. But what they'll do is say, well, I amassed a lot of people that were following me. Okay, let's say Amy Klobuchar. She had a bunch of people following her. Well, what I'm going to do is tell the people that's following me and believe in me, I want you guys to put your support behind Juliet. Okay, and that's the way that works. But it's not that you automatically get her votes or her delegates.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and if you want a more clear definition, look back on the Edna Bell show yesterday, and she gave a full, complete rundown of everything because, again, she's into politics. Politics are that's her baby. Okay. So she talked about that yesterday. So, but yeah, I mean, Pam, we were all wondering. Just like the song said, guess you're wondering who I'm going to vote for. So, but I just need everybody to get out and vote. Charles, did you vote yet? You going to? All right. How about you, Diane?
I ain't voted yet, but I'm going to.
All right.
So it'll be out tomorrow.
I have not.
But
I'm going to vote.
oh, okay. I'm just checking. As for me in my house,
I never vote in the primary.
as for me in my house, we will vote.
I want to be honest with you. I never vote in the primary, but this election is very important.
What? I mean, give me the logic behind you not voting in the primary. I mean, because you're not the only one that doesn't vote in the primary. No. You're not the only one. So, tell us why.
I just don't see the logic, the point in voting in the primary, because I figure that my candidate is going to win the primary and I'm going to vote in the main election. And that usually happens. My candidate wins the primary and I get to vote for him in the main election. So,
but that's, and we could probably equate that to people saying, well, we like the church girls, but we don't never watch. But they're going to be all right.
I mean,
no, we need you to watch.
Right. But what I'm saying is now, this is important. At this point, it's this like a bitter end race.
All
and we
of
need,
them
we need, son.
Y'all don't know. This our engineer
he's off the chain.
Yes, he's off the chain. Lord bless his heart.
But this is and so because this year has shown me that it's important, I probably will from this point forward vote in the primary.
Yeah. And Roxy, she said that once Arizona mails theirs, that's it. And she mailed hers last week. So, Roxy, I'm putting you in charge of the people in Arizona, you and Tashana. I need y'all to bring them through.
Is Tashana living in Arizona with Roxy?
Yeah, I think is she in Arizona? Tell us where you at, Tashana. So, yeah. So, and we have to make ourselves a committee of one and get somebody else out to vote. Make sure they go out, make sure that they have their ballots, make sure that they understand, do whatever they need to do, because this is critical. Because I don't think we can endure, because I don't know if we're going to get, you know what I'm saying, all the way to November, because it's touch and go.
It is.
Touch and go.
It is. It really is. And
every day is something. You can't even go back and harp on something that happened last week or last month or last year, because it's something new every day. Something new every day. Okay. Yeah, Tashana said, yeah, 'tis here. Yeah, she's there, and y'all purple like Michigan. Okay, let's turn this state blue. We have to turn the state blue. Yes, yes, Michael Peters. We have to vote. Darlene, and yeah, you can go to the election office. Edna gave us some information yesterday that you can even go to. Janice Winfrey has the if you live in Detroit, you can vote on Sunday. She has the election office open on Sunday, and you can go tip right on up in there. You can go in there on Saturday. You can vote. You don't have to wait until Tuesday, or you don't have to wait. Just go on in. Just you can go now. So everybody that's talking now are there on the ballot. And again, it's Bernie Sanders, who we know somebody in here won't be voting for.
No, and I don't want you to vote for him. No, he's not a Democrat.
Oh, okay. So much for secret ballots. Elizabeth Warren, Joe Biden, and Michael Bloomberg. So take your pick. Do your homework. Take your pick. But today, all of these votes are going together so that they can get that 19. Whoever gets 1,991, and y'all can take that to the marketplace if you want to, but it's 1,991. So if you can get whoever is the first one, and they won't get it today because it's not enough. The only one I think maybe even has a chance if, let's say, if Bernie swept it, which we know.
No, no Bernie sweeping. No sweeping Bernie.
No. See, now you're making up names like your president.
Swiper, no sweeping. What?
Yep. So whoever gets this 19. So before, well, no, nobody can win today. Because before Super Tuesday, it was only 155 delegates at stake. So remember, we got to get to 1991. So before Super Tuesday, it was only 155. Today, there's at stake 1357. Y'all got a bunch of 3 and 4 digits out here, honey. 1357 are at stake today, so that still won't take anybody to 1991. And after Super Tuesday, you have 2,467 delegates that are at stake. So tell your service people they get to vote on Super Tuesday. So let's say if you got service people that's in Germany or wherever they're stationed at, they vote today. Okay. So everybody outside of the United States that are U.S. citizens can vote today. So that's the big news today is vote, vote, vote. It's not, people always say it's your privilege. It's no, voting is your right, honey. So right. You go out and exercise your right. You have a right to vote. People have that. Bloody Sunday, they celebrated that on Sunday.
What's that?
When they had the big commotion on the Edmund Pettus Bridge down in Selma, Alabama.
Oh, yeah.
And Representative John Lewis that was the first time people had seen him in a while. He was down at the march as well. He was at the original march, and I want to say it might have been 50, it's over 50 years ago. But he was at the original march as a teenager, and he got beaten up and, bloodied and battered. And these people were trying to vote, and it would be a shame and a disgrace if we let them go down and folks lost their life trying to vote, and we just say, well, child, I'm not going because my vote don't count. They obviously knew that it counted because they were willing to lay down their life for it. So we need to take care of that. We need to take care of that.
Mm-hmm.
So we want to say, please vote, please vote. We have, we're going to talk about a little bit about this flu in a minute. But we can go to a song. Now, this one is the Gospel Music Workshop. We haven't heard from them in a while. The Gospel Music Workshop of America, the Detroit chapter. And this is a song written by Elder Jeffrey LaValle. All the way from Flint, all the way. And it's sang by none other than Minister Michael Fletcher.
Yes.
All right, and this is
And
God.
it
This
says
is on the new
God
recording, right?
Is a wonderful.
He's wonder.
God.
He and Michael said he's a wonder. He's a wonder. He's a wonder. He's a wonderful God. All right, you can still get this. Download it. Do it. All right, we'll be back right after this. This WVTC, the Gospel Radio Station. Thanks for tuning in.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. God is. He's a wonderful God. God is. He's a wonderful God. Anybody know him tonight? God is. He's a
All
God
right.
is a
He's a
wonderful
wonder.
God.
He's a wonder.
In
He's
my
a
soul.
wonder.
Yes, he
Yes,
is.
sir. Yes, sir. And Richard said that the Selma March was 65. That's 54 years ago. So,
Yes, it
oh,
was.
Gloria Kreider. How are you, honey? And we thank God Keisha Dukes is watching. How's your baby doing? So we're just so happy to be here. We had a lot of incidents that happened, and one happened last night, right?
Yeah. And in Tennessee, at least 25 people have been killed and hundreds injured after multiple tornadoes touched down early Tuesday in middle Tennessee, including one that killed more than a dozen people in Putnam County, Tennessee. Governor Bill Lee confirmed the 25 deaths at a press conference Tuesday evening. Among those were 19 in Putnam County, 3 in Wilson County, 2 in Davidson County, which is home to Nashville, and 1 in Benton County. He said there were still additional people unaccounted for in Putnam County. Lee declared a state of emergency, which allows him to assume direct operational control over all or part of the emergency management functions within the state. At one point, more than 73,000 homes and businesses were without power in 4 counties. And the state emergency agency said Nashville Electric tweeted that 4 substations and 15 primary distribution lines were damaged. Where tornadoes are most likely in March, state officials closed in 8 counties: Davidson, Wilson, Putnam, Carroll, Benton, Fentress, Overton, and Smith. Overturned tractors, tractor trailers, blocked stretches of the interstate, 24 near Antioch, and Interstate 40 near Mount Juliet. The that's not funny. The National Weather Service office in Nashville said survey teams had seen at least EF3 tornado damage in Mount Juliet, which is in Wilson County.
Why, Jesus?
Teams also found EF3 tornado damage in Donaldson, northeast of downtown Nashville.
Now they only go up to EF5s. So
that was a really big one.
It was a big one.
Dolly Parton was among many music stars and celebrities who sent messages of support to their fellow Tennesseans.
Yeah, because that's where Dollywood is.
Yeah.
So that's something. And when we can go through, if it rains and your power doesn't go out and your basement doesn't flood, honey, you ought to just lift your hands and tell God thank you.
Yes, you
and
should.
we're not even going to talk about the tornadoes and the rest of the stuff. But when your basement doesn't flood and you wake up and your lights come back on because you paid the bill, but yeah. That's
deadly destruction. That weather can be deadly.
Weather is deadly.
It can be deadly.
Right. And 25 people, that's a
lot of people, yeah.
That's a lot.
And these pictures are, whoa.
They are. Those pictures are something. And we want to pray for everyone that was affected, or somebody that was down there. We just praying for everybody, because oh my God. That's something. I mean, today you have a house, and I don't care if you have insurance or not. Some things are irreplaceable.
Absolutely. Pictures and
just irreplaceable.
all of that stuff is just, you can't
have
get
to
that
start
stuff back.
all over again. So, no, we're praying for all of the people that were involved in that, because that's traumatic, and the people
It
have to wonder
is.
about starting their life over, and how things are gonna be, and what's gonna happen, and all of that. So, yeah,
sure.
we praying for the families that were, because they went to sleep like any other night. They didn't see this coming.
Whew, I got friends down there. I'm going to have to check on them. And last I heard, they said it was just like a bad thunderstorm,
for
right?
them.
But I need to make sure that that's still the case.
Yeah, because it went through several counties, and this is just the beginning of tornado season, and we've gone through the snowstorms, and it's March. You still can get snow and ice storms.
That's
and
true.
The weather,
Yeah.
and then it can get hot on you.
Yes.
It can get hot on you. So we're praying for everyone that is affected by that, because that's just devastating. That's just devastating.
Yeah, and they treated 156 people at the hospital overnight.
Because things, especially when it happens at night, if you're in the bed, you may not hear the siren, or, it's just, and then the house fall on you.
Oh, Lord, yeah, Lord Jesus.
You look up and here
Yes.
comes your buffet,
Oh.
or something.
God.
As they say, the schifferole.
Yeah. Falling
That ain't
in on
funny,
you, or shifting through the house. Yes, that's a mess.
Right. And I learned about that from California, because it's a lot of, all of a sudden you can just be sitting there and things just start happening.
Yeah, because this gentleman, Michael Dolfini, 36, and his girlfriend, Aubrey Sexton, 33, were hit by debris on McFerrin Street when they left the Attaboy Lounge where Dolfini worked.
At the Attaboy.
Yeah.
And it's not funny. That's not.
You now look what you at the Attaboy. You said it, Attaboy.
We're praying for
Everybody.
We're praying for everybody. Lord bless all of them.
My mama say y'all so silly.
Tell her we got it from her.
Woo, Lord, we did too, because she is too. Okay, well, we 50 collapsed structures in and around Nashville. Boy, stuff, just falling in on people. Jesus.
And I want to say happy birthday to my Aunt Alice.
Happy birthday, Aunt Alice.
Yeah, she turned, I think it was 93.
Oh, Lord, Aunt Alice, happy birthday.
Yep, I had a picture restored, and I'm going to post the picture. I had it restored. It's of her and my mother.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'd like to see that.
Yeah, so I'm gonna
won't
post
bring me-
it.
I've been
I
asking-
just
Hold on,
I
let me
just
tell the
got
people.
that picture.
Let me tell the people.
No, I'm
I've
not
been
gonna
asking
let you
for-
tell
yes,
the people
I've been
nothing.
asking for pictures for
Nothing.
2 months, and
Nothing.
she won't bring me none of my
Nothing.
people. These are my people. She won't bring me none of the pictures of them. It's awful. It's awful.
It's just awful and
Awful.
terrible.
Good and terrible. It's
terrible.
good and terrible.
Horrible and terrible. William said it's terrible. It's like, what you trying to say? He said it's horrible and terrible. That's terrible. I said, okay.
Won't cooperate no kind of way, will she? No.
I can't get no help. But what we're going to do is we're going to play this song. And this is Isaiah Templeton. Everything will be all right. It looks like it could be your darkest
love his
day,
voice.
but everything will be all right. We'll be right back after this song. You want to tune back in because we have some important information to give you. This is WVTC, the gospel radio station. Stick, stay, and don't go away.
The Sande Rose Show.
You are my refuge in trouble or in need, and with you on my side, I know everything will be alright. Oh, I know everything will be alright. If not for you, I never could have made it. In all my trials, you pulled me through. Oh, though I've been down, I'm never forsaken. Oh, everything will be alright. Now I know everything will be alright. So you have to say this. Be alright. Be alright. Oh, everything will be alright. Come on, let me hear you say it. Encourage yourself tonight. It's gonna be alright. Everything will be alright. Say it again. Be alright. It's gonna be alright. Yeah, I know that everything will be it doesn't matter what you're going through, encourage yourself. Yes, everything will be. Yes, it will. Yes, it will. I know that. Yes, it will. We've been making do for a night, but joy comes in the morning every day. Yes, it will. He's close to the brokenhearted. Yes, he is. Yes, he is everything. Everything will be alright. Yes, it will. Yes, it will. Yes, it will. Everything will be alright. When you get home, just walk around your house and sing this to yourself.
Came on through. He came right on through.
His voice
He
is-
came
I
right
love your
on
voice,
through.
Isaiah Templeton. Yes, I do.
Yeah, he came right on through. Everything is going to be all right.
Yes, God.
Yeah, everything will be all right.
Even behind all that devastation in Nashville,
Yep.
everything will
Tennessee,
be all right.
Everything will be all right.
Yes,
no matter
Lord.
who's in office,
Everything will be all right.
all
But
right.
we do not want you to vote for Bernie. He is not on your side. He's an
What'd you say?
independent.
Puff pass, Bernie.
Yes, honey. What do you think? that terminology from, ma'am?
Puff puff pass. Bernie. But we wanted to give you an update of what we knew, and someone sent this to me, and I looked it up, and this is about the coronavirus. Are you paying attention to
Yes,
me?
ma'am.
You
Ooh,
people
you got me preoccupied with the. Okay.
put the toys down. You have to hide the toys from the children. Didn't I tell you?
Didn't I tell you?
It will be all right.
Didn't I tell you?
It will be all right.
Didn't I tell you? Didn't I tell
Okay, we ain't going to the second verse. All right, but this is from a renowned Canadian physician with a gift for explaining medical science, and he's working to deliver essential coronavirus information to the public. His name is Dr. Peter Lynn, and he's a family physician who shares his expertise on CBC News, which you know that's over in Canada. And he was recently featured on CBC YouTube explaining the coronavirus disease. And he talks about the origin, where it came from, and a lot of other things. And I think this is great information, and he gives you some information on what you need to do and what you don't need to do. All right, so we're going to watch this video. Stay with us. Watch the video, because we're all going to learn something. We'll be right back. Just watch this video.
Hello, sunshine. It's mighty good to see your bright sunshine. Hello, yeah, sunshine. It's been dark.
Say hello to Corona Hard Seltzer. 0 grams carbs, 0 grams sugars, 90 calories. It's another way to find your beach.
All right. That wasn't it.
That was not it.
But that was our boy's song playing
Yes,
in the background.
that was "Hello Sunshine," written by Dr. Maceo Woods.
Yes.
And it's just ironic they didn't release that until after he died. So I hope y'all, if you're watching, if you're part of that family, make sure you get you some money.
That's right.
Get your chips off of that. So now we're gonna try this again. Do you see it, Chuck? Okay.
He
He
said,
said he don't see it.
Okay.
All right. So what we're gonna do? I'm gonna go find it. How about that? So we're gonna go all the way to Flint. Jeffrey LaValle again. Look where he brought me from. This is our throwback. All right, and put your hands together. We'll be right back after this. Look where he brought me from.
Yes, I'm in the light. was a day in my life when I didn't have Jesus. Thought I had everything under control, but I found out without Jesus, you can't make it on this journey. But one day, one Sunday morning, I heard the voice of Jesus saying, "Come unto me and rest. Lay down thy will, one lie down thy head upon my breast." I came to Jesus just as I was. I was weary, I was worn and sad, but I found in him a resting place, and he had made me glad. Oh, I'm glad, I'm glad, so glad, so glad.
Glad he brought me out. I'm so glad he brought me out. All right. And Regina said, I had turned my song up because somebody said they couldn't hear it, and I was testing it. But Regina said they promoting beer, and I'm gonna do a series because it's several gospel songs that they're using in the world to promote products. And so, like I said, they promoting Corona with with Hello Sunshine.
I'm a
All right.
gospel.
So
I'm a gospel artist. I like beer.
let's play. We're going right to Dr. Lynn. Don't go nowhere. Come on, Chuck. Come on, hurry
Don't
up.
pay me
hurry
no
up,
attention.
Hurry up.
So we need to get the facts straight. How does this virus work? How does it transmit? Where does it want to go? And let's protect ourselves. I'm Dr. Peter Lynn. I'm a family physician in Toronto, Canada. The coronavirus is a family of viruses that can cause as mild things as just a common cold, all the way up to SARS or MERS. These are these bad pneumonias that we're talking about. And basically what these viruses are, they look like a tennis ball with all these spikes sticking out of it. And depending on the type of spike, it allows that virus to attach to certain places. So some viruses, they have the spike that attaches to your nose. So basically you just get a common cold. But the SARS virus and this new virus that we're talking about has the spike that allows it to attach to the cells in your lung. And when it attaches there, it puts in information to make photocopies of itself. So it uses our equipment to make more viruses.
I'm declaring a public health emergency of international concern over the global outbreak of novel coronavirus.
Most of the coronaviruses live in animals. In this particular case, it was from Wuhan. There was a fish market where they were selling live animals. And the thought is that the virus was in a live animal, then it crossed into a human. But then what we found was that people were getting sick in terms of healthcare workers, in terms of family members that were looking after them, which now meant that the virus can pass from human to another human. Just like all viruses, it needs to reach a target, which is your lung. And it has to get there with your help. It has no feet and no wings. So therefore it needs us to move it there. So that's why we keep saying, don't hang around sneezy people because you're gonna breathe it in. And don't touch your face because that's how the virus is gonna get in. The masks are helpful, but they're not necessary because they're leaky. The ones that you and I buy basically have pockets here, so therefore the virus can get in. What the masks really do is they stop us from touching our face. If you're sick, we tend to mask you, so therefore you're not spewing out the viruses to other people sitting around you. The true people that have the real masks are the N95. Those are sealed. These are for the doctors that may be caring for their patients. So in the beginning, the coronavirus will cause kind of like flu-like symptoms or a cold. So people just get the stuffy nose, that kind of thing. But you'll understand that as soon as that virus starts manufacturing in your lung cells, they're producing all these copies of the virus, all of a sudden now you kill the lung cells. So now you can't exchange oxygen, and that's why one of the early symptoms is people get very short of breath and they tend to have a difficult time breathing, and that's why they end up in hospital. So currently, unfortunately, we don't have a direct treatment for the coronavirus, so we don't have a medication that can kill it off. And so it's really supportive. So in other words, the patient can't breathe, we give them oxygen, help them to breathe. They can't drink, so therefore we give them fluids to support them. Their kidneys begin to shut down, we help them with all those things. So it's a very supportive process. This is a new virus that we've never seen before. So our immune system, our army, are having a hard time figuring out what to do. So usually what we have to do is we make something called antibodies. So these are things that can grab onto the spikes that we see on the virus, and it will get rid of the virus for you, and that will actually bring you back to good health. So therefore the elderly may have a worse outcome, and of course the young children. So the babies, their immune system is not so good either, so they may not make those antibodies as well. So just remember, your hands may be with virus. Virus cannot hurt you because it can't get through the skin, but the moment I do this, now I've brought the virus right to where it wants to go. So let's remember not to touch our hands to our face. So let's say you think that you might have been on a plane or you might have bumped into somebody that has it. What should you do? So the first thing is to contact a healthcare worker to tell them that potentially you have it. If you're feeling symptoms and you're going to go into a facility, call ahead. Okay, so whether you're calling the paramedics or whether you're calling the hospital or your doctor, just mention that you were on a flight. If you don't have any symptoms, then what we do is a little bit of a self-quarantine. In other words, we can just keep you away from other people, and so you don't go into parties, don't go with your friends, don't go into public transportation. So we can contain it very easily by making sure that you do a self-confinement, so to speak, for the, let's say, 7 to 14 days is the longest incubation time. So after that, if you're feeling well, then you don't have anything to worry about. So if we get the facts right, then we don't have to be overly worried, but we do the right things so that we don't get the virus ourselves and that we don't pass it on to others. And if we look after each other in this way, this virus will have nowhere to go. It needs us to move it, it needs us to make copies for it, and if we don't help it, then the virus will stop. So we have the power to do that right now.
All right. And there you have it. I mean, you can't get any plainer than that. And he said, if you don't help it,
It'll stop.
it'll stop. And one way we can do it, wash those mitts, honey. Wash those hands. Keep your hands washed. And keep your hands out of your face. And that's the way that the virus doesn't bother your skin. It doesn't come in that way. It has to be eyes, nose, or mouth. And that's how the virus gets in. So when you touch something and you put your hand in your face or whatever, then you have to be concerned. So don't worry about, he told you again, you don't have to worry about getting a mask. It's not going to help you. You know, get you some Clorox wipes, wipe your stuff down, and keep your hands out of your face. And stay from around people, sneezing people. So if you sneeze or cough, make sure you go into your arm and sneeze and cough in there. Don't do this, you know, don't cough like that. Cough into your arm, sneeze into your arm, and you can stay well. But it's a lot of people out here panicking because the Walmart on Mercury Drive in Dearborn is out of bleach, rubbing alcohol, disposable gloves, and
do you hear this?
face masks.
Mom, do you hear this?
They out, honey, and the clerk was restocking shelves, but it was unclear when the out-of-stock items would return. There was a sign on the Costco yesterday, I think in Madison Heights, and they did not have any wipes. They didn't have any water. They didn't have...
Ida Howard, I talked to her. She said, I got to get to the store. I said, you know, with this urgency, she was, I got to get to the store. I said, what is going on? I don't have any water. I got to make sure. I said, what do you need all this? What are you talking about?
What you say, girl?
I said, what's going on? Robert called me and told me they was out of, I said,
Bob?
No,
Oh,
my uncle.
okay.
And he told me they was out of this and they out of that and they was da. I said, Mom, that's not here. That's in Japan. Where? It's in China. That's not in the United States.
No, they out of it on Mercury Drive on the hill.
She just said.
But see, you just did it. You just did that. You know, so really we have a lot of habits. And one of the things that I was reading, they said if you wear makeup, that sometimes keeps people from putting their hands on their face because they don't want to rub the makeup off.
Yeah, I don't wear makeup.
So you might need to wear it in this season.
I'm not wearing it in this season. I'm not putting it
in this
on.
season.
I'm not wearing that.
I need you to put on a little makeup.
I just got a little itchy nose. That's
See,
all.
and
That's itching.
you can't do that. You need to wash your hands, and that's how the virus is spread, people.
Don't you be pointing at me on this television. Stop it.
That's how the virus is spread. All right, you cannot touch your face. You just cannot.
I can't touch the top of my nose.
No, you can't put your hands in your face. And what you need to do is when you go in and stop going in the bathroom and running your little fingers under the water and playing like, you know, child, I just put
Ain't nobody do that. I do the happy birthday. Happy birthday.
They do it, trust
to
me.
Happy
Put some
birthday
first you
to
wet your
me.
hands.
Happy birthday, Juliet. Happy birthday to me.
All right, and then you get in between here. Get under those little nails, all of that. Get all of that going on so you can get your hands clean. And you really need to wash your hands at least 6 times a day. So whenever
I'm
you think about
getting
it,
that done.
you know,
I can't stand this boy. Would you cut it out?
But, you know, please, ma'am, please, sir, we want you to stay safe. All right. And the doctor told you, that's Dr. Lynn. He told you, let's keep our hands washed and keep them out of our face, and we can keep that virus down. So don't worry about. So, as soon as you say don't do it, that's when you really want to do it.
It just really begins.
But really, that's the real deal. And stay out of the proximity of people trying to sneeze on you.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely
You know,
conscious of that.
But sneeze or cough or all of that, you know. So yeah, Regina said, "Come on, Mary Kay is calling you."
I'm not wearing no Mary Kay. I'm not wearing none of that. Y'all can forget that nonsense.
But she said, "Come on, Mary Kay, get your pink Cadillac, girl."
And I don't like that all over my clothes and all of no.
All right, but we want to say hi to First Lady Green, Darlene Harris, Jackie. Jackie is watching. Jackie Williams. We miss you, Pastor Jackie. They said, come on, lay the foundation and make the way plain, girl. Put that foundation on.
Nope.
But we want to say we love each and every one of you. Make
Yes, we
sure
do.
that you go out. I'm gonna, as soon as I get off the air, I'm gonna sit right here and fill out my ballot so that I can go ahead.
I'm gonna get
and
me
vote.
one on Thursday and fill it out.
Everybody, and that's the key. I want everybody to post their I voted or something. I'm just gonna put the ballot on my Facebook page.
Can you see her comment? Mom's, cause mine stuck.
She commented.
Yeah.
She ain't say nothing.
She just
said something.
Yeah, she did.
Tell her, open your mouth and say something.
I'm stuck. What you say, Mommy? I'm trying to see it. It's stuck on here.
Ivy Kimbrough, we want to say hello to you, all the way from Atlanta, the big A. All right, all the way from Atlanta. We do want to say hello to you. And
Shay Gold and Ida Howard.
Ida Howard said something.
She said something else.
She over there talking?
Yes.
Tell her, open your mouth and say something. We can't hear you. All right. So we're going to make way for the Ron Todd Show. I believe he's here. And we're going to ask for your prayers and your support. Remember, go to the WVTC page and click like. Click like on WVTC. It's safety in numbers. It's just like voting. I need you to vote for this station. Please, ma'am, please, sir, go and vote for this station. All right? You good? Closing thoughts?
Listen, we appreciate all of you. Don't vote for Bernie. Bernie is not for you. Bernie is an independent candidate. He is not a Democrat. I cannot say that or express that enough. He is not a Democrat. Listen to me. Listen to me when I'm talking. He's not a Democrat.
And that was the Juliet rant for today. All right, but I need you to vote for somebody. Okay.
Don't let it be Bernie.
Please, vote for one of. Well, she said don't do that.
Don't let it be
Bernie.
Bernie.
Other viable candidates.
There's some viable candidates on there, but not Bernie. He's not a Democrat. He will not fit your cause. He's not going to help you. Don't vote for him. And then he's old, and he cannot help you.
Yeah, that's something because Joe is the baby.
Thank you.
He's the baby in the
At least
bunch.
let him help us. He's going to help us if you put. Listen, do not vote for Bernie. Bernie is not going to help you. Now that's my. What you asked me for? What'd you say?
Your closing
My
thought.
closing thought is don't vote for Bernie.
Okay, we got it.
All right.
All right. Well, we love each and every one of you, and there's nothing you can do about it.
That's
all
right.
Night, night.
Don't vote for Bernie.
Elder Rudolph Stanfield.
for listening to The Sandy Rose Show with your host, Sandy Rose. If you have enjoyed this broadcast, won't you consider liking and sharing this with a friend or family member? We'd love for you to share it on your Facebook page. Thank you for tuning to WVTC Radio Detroit. Remember to like and share this broadcast with a friend. We are WVTC, winning victory through Christ. The views and opinions expressed on the previous broadcast are those of the authors and do not necessarily reflect the official policy or position of WVTC Radio Detroit, its advertisers, or affiliates.
WVTC Radio Detroit. You can find us on Facebook, YouTube, our website, www.wvtcradio.com, or download our WVTC app from the Play Store for Android users and the App Store for iPhone users.